So good morning, everyone. Dexy from A2K. And thanks for joining us for today's webinar, Collaboration for Plant 3D. We will have consulting technical lead Warwick Sullivan presenting for us. So first, we'll just go through about A2K ourselves, all about fostering innovation through consulting and training. A2K Technologies plays a vital role in helping the infrastructure, building, mining, construction, architecture, and manufacturing industries reach their full potential by delivering complete technology solutions and support services such as education, consulting, IT managed services. Working with visionaries to shape the future of design, and in turn enable them through innovation to minimize risks, improve productivities, and achieve excellence. A2K Technologies is considered the business partner of choice and trusted advisor by vendors and clients. We partner with major software and hardware vendors to meet our clients' technology needs. We strive to exceed client expectations by understanding the challenges and delivering solutions through experience and innovation. We work with clients and companies of any size nationally and abroad. Over to you, Warwick.
Thanks, Dexter. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Collaboration for Plant 3D session for today. Just a little bit about myself, I guess. I look after heavy industries for A2K Technologies, so mostly Inventor, Plant 3D, P&ID, and AutoCAD, and a number of other things as well. So I noticed we've got quite a few number of attendees today, so thanks all of you guys. I recognise lots of the names there, which is fantastic. Please throw in any questions that you like as we go, and then there's an answer session at the end of it. I'll go through all of your questions that I can, and we'll answer those questions. So let's kick off. Go grab this part here. I think Dexter, if you're still there, you have covered this off. So we look after obviously infrastructure, building and mining, manufacturing industries, as an example. So a lot of our work at the moment is done with consulting. Obviously, you guys probably already know we're doing online courses as well, and a little unknown section of the A2K is we do a lot of IT management as well. So if you need extra help with that, let us know. Get in touch with Dexter. We'll get you on the right track. Why A2K? Obviously, we're in New Zealand. We're a major software partner with Autodesk, Microsoft, BIM360 Oz, and we've also hooked up with Unity. So if you need to do any animations and things like that, let us know. And we obviously also have the Ultimaker 3D printing solutions with us now as well. So let's have a look. This is what is going to be in this particular session. So the collaboration applications featured for this presentation, we've got a bit of Autodesk BIM360. So that's come online now with Plant 3D for 2021 in a pretty major way. So it's, if you guys are still working from home or you're struggling working with other team members, I'll just watch for the comments if anyone puts something in there. I'm joking. So you can obviously work remotely with BIM360 now, which is a fantastic tool if you need to do those sorts of things. What little is known is the amount of feature functionality in there for the AEC system software. So definitely I would go and have a better look at that. If Dexter's got a Autodesk BIM360 webinar coming up, I would probably get in contact with him, or maybe he can talk about it at the end of it. This process that we've got in front of us. Autodesk Advanced Steel, we've got export and detail feature functionality coming straight out of Plant 3D if you decide to use that as well. We've got Autodesk Inventor 2021. So if you guys are using 2021 Inventor, I would also maybe have a look at the feature functionality going back to BIM360 as well. There is feature functionality there for 2021 Inventor and BIM that could be interesting for you guys. A lot of people are obviously using the high-end version with Vault, but if you need like a lesser I guess you could say, a lesser IT heavy situation. There is, more on an AEC level, I would call it, than a manufacturing level. Autodesk BIM360 Inventor do actually work quite well together. So if you're interested in that, put that in the comments for us as well. And Dexter and I will grab those along the way through if you're interested in that, seeing a bit more about that. Probably the most unutilized software in the AEC collection from a plant perspective, like you could probably say, would be the Revit structure. So a lot of people ask me, does Plane 3D do, cable tray? Does it do, ducting, all this sort of business? No, not out of the box, but Revit's been doing it for years and it does it really well. And there's no reason, if you've already got the software, that you may as well take advantage of extremely powerful tool, Revit, or if you've got to do process plant work from a very high level with not much detailed design, then Revit's also a great thing. We have had people using it for fuel, gas, loadouts, and things like that, from almost like a civil perspective. Again, probably another one that people seem to forget about very, very easily, and it's been around for many years now. I've actually met the guys at Autodesk conference that built Navisworks. That is something that most people really should use. So we've got manage and append there. The other thing, the new one on the block, I guess you could say, is Infraworks. So Infraworks is great for visualization and traffic movements and things like that. So I've actually got a few bits and pieces in there that we can have a look at. If you haven't seen Infraworks before, or if you haven't used it, it's probably a good little introduction there as well. So I'll just move on. So this is basically about working with Plane 3D, BIM360 Docs and Design, this first section here. So let's have a look. So BIM360 Docs is under the license of the main BIM360 product itself. This will ensure the project team is building from the correct versions of documents, plans, and models. So leave that in the comments if you guys have had any situations where you're doubling up on things, or the communication's bad, or you're trying to get like a live model that everyone can see. I know that's been a huge one that I've got back from clients, is we need something live that we can look at. How does that work? Is it even possible? What products does it work with? So definitely have a look at that. So publishing, it's basically on the cloud. So if your laptop blows up, you have a problem at work, everything's on the cloud. It does its own backups, obviously. If you need to share it with other clients, that's probably one of the best things to do. So you might have a contractor working for you guys and you don't want to let them in the whole way so they can see everything that you're doing. You might only want them to see certain folders and what's in those folders. So you can actually set a crazy amount of permissions and things like that, where you can let people in the door, but they don't have to see the full Monty, if you get my drift. So you can actually have all that set up as well, which is great. The other thing too, which is actually missing off this particular slide, is you can even have an approval process, and there's also, which the approval process is automated. The other thing, you can also set up issues and markups as well. So another fantastic online tool. Of course, you can use it with mobile and tablet, the day and age that we're in, and obviously the communication between there. So what I was talking about there with the approvals, it's all set up automatically through email systems as well. So you can actually have a structured approval process with BIM360 Docs. So definitely a fantastic tool. If you need that feature functionality, let us know. We can scope out exactly what you want properly, and help you get some licenses of BIM360 if you need to go down that path. So here we go, the Plan 3D view of what you're going to end up if you wanted to use BIM360 Docs with it. So obviously you can see my little pick here. I've got the PC, we've got the cloud, to keep it super simple. There is features, if you have a look over here, I've got Share Project, which is actually part of the ribbon. So if you guys have got Plan 3D open at the moment, if you go to the Collaborate ribbon, you'll see that you've got capability to share the project with BIM360. Obviously, you'll need a license of that for that to work. And if you guys want to write down your notebooks, there's a Autodesk desktop connector bit of software that goes with this that allows all of that to happen. What that does, it actually puts a mini drive on your PC, so you can actually browse through your PC to the cloud and pull and open up projects and drawings and models from that link. So you might have C drive, D drive, and then you've got BIM360 there as well. So it's a fantastic tool to have a look at. You have a look here, there's a little bit of a workflow. If you haven't already and you do have a license, probably I'd talk to us first. Obviously you have myself on the Plant 3D side. We also have another fantastic tech, Letitia. She looks after our BIM360 on the admin side, so we can help you set up the admin side of that. So it's what you want to see. So basically we choose the BIM360 folder, what it's going to go into. We upload a copy of the current project. So the good news is it does bring up older projects, which was very interesting, I thought, from the Plant 3D side. Then in BIM360, I'd probably set up all the folders and permissions on how you want it to look and feel. And over here, then you can invite the team members and to what level of, feature functionality you want them to have. They might be a view only, they might be like a upload and view, or they might be full, CAD manager or project manager level status where they can do everything and they can be the admins on the BIM360 side, as an example. Looking at the interface over here, here's our BIM sample project that I started up a while ago now when the 21 version was released. So 21 Plant 3D and BIM360 Docs are a match. Anything prior to that, not so much. The only good news is that if you do have 21 Plant 3D, you can actually bring older projects through and upload them to the cloud and have them as a live living thing, which is great news. So if you have a look here, it's actually, if anyone's familiar with using Vault, this will be very familiar to you guys. So you've actually got project collaboration. If you have a look here, which is different to the normal Plant 3D interface, there's my area of my plant. Here are my drawings, and you can actually see a circle there with a tick. So the tick means I've actually got it checked out, right? And then I can actually open it. So the moment I check it out, it's not available to anybody else other than view only via the cloud. So that way you can do your work. When you're done, you can check it back in and you can hold ownership of it. So everyone else can still look at it. So they're looking at the latest version, but you still control that copy until you're completely finished with it. Or if you're finished with the thing completely, you can check it back in and relinquish control to others as well. So yeah, so definitely check that out. Now, next step, from Plant 3D to Advanced Steel. Okay, so here was an interesting workflow. Obviously, you need to have some sort of a steel structure in the first place for that. Then if you have a look here, there's actually an export tool from Plant 3D into Advanced Steel. So you'll find that in the structural section of the tab there, if you've got Plant 3D open in front of you. And what I've found personally, I guess, from using Plant 3D for the last decade or so, I find it very quick to create steel structures in Plant 3D and then get them out to Advanced Steel. However, depending on the skill set of the people at work, obviously you guys know most people are very passionate about their skill set. So if you have someone that is Advanced Steel savvy, you can actually go the other way. You can actually bring their model straight back in as well after they're finished with it, if they've done it from scratch via XREF straight in, or if they're got a great skill set in Revit structure, then we can bring those models in as well. So the trick there is basically the good old trusted XREF method. Plant 3D loves XREFs, no problem at all. So you can bring those in as well. Obviously, Advanced Steel does fantastic, hand railing, bolted connections. It's got a massive library of stuff. You can add connections as favorites, so you're not constantly looking for all of that stuff as well. There we go, that should be good. Next one, we've got a Revit. Okay, so Revit, folks, does the rest. So Revit AEC collection, it's a great way to detail your design for concrete. Okay, so if you need to do concrete pads, concrete layouts, concrete bunding, and structure for underneath your steel, definitely check that out. The other thing too, I often get asked if, does Plan3D do ducting? Does it do cable tray design? I'm pretty sure you can get some cable tray stuff in the App Store for Plan3D, so check that out in the App Store if you like. I'm not sure if it's a paid one or not. But to be honest, if you've already got the AEC collection, you've probably already got Revit. So there's no reason why you can't use those tools and just XREF that information in and use Plan3D as the top level section top level product, I guess, to consolidate all of the different things. And then obviously you can use Navisworks, which we'll get into to review it as well. So just down here, I'll just play this one here so you can have a look while we're talking. This is the actual steel structure straight from Plan3D into Revit. And you can see our user here, he's putting in the cable tray, so it's quite quick if you have it set up, I guess. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think about that. Put that in the comments. Has anyone done it already? Is it something that you might think that you'd be looking for? Have you guys already got Revit? Are you using it? How are you using it? But we're very interested to know here as well. You can see the file format they're using there as well, so all good. Now, here's an interesting one. This has been going on for years, pretty much almost from the first release of Plant3D is Inventor equipment into Plant. So it's not a new thing, but a lot of people don't know it exists or they don't use it. If you guys are Inventor users and you have a whole heap of equipment that you want to put into Plant3D, put that in the comments as well. If you've got any questions around that, I can assist you with that, no problem. So if you're a bit of an Inventor guru, have a look at the BIM environments tab. So utilizing Inventor's BIM environment, it's possible to export equipment to Plant3D via the .adsk file format. If you haven't got that, tried that before, definitely worth a go. So just remember ADSK file format is what it's going to push out. I have done it a different way as well. I can actually import the equipment directly in via import tool as well, but I found it's gone in as a block, and then you probably need to add intelligence to it. Whereas if you go through ADSK file format, I'll play this video here in a second, you can see it actually puts in live connections to it. And if you need to add any metadata to the object as well, you can do that on the way through the Inventor properties palette that shows up when you do it as well. So the equipment can be pre-assigned with live connection point, which was what I was just saying. And the imported model is now part of the live Plant3D data and can be documented in GA drawings. So that's probably the most important thing to take away from there is the information that you guys put in is the information you can get out downstream. And then you can see my little note here to you guys. Also, 21 Inventor works well with BIM360. Update live with your teammates. You can check that out too. So I'll just play this video here. You can have a look here, just tucked in the corner. There's a pipe connector tool, which I'll just bring into view here. Pipe connector tool, it'll actually pick up on the diameter of the pipe, and it will also pick up on the flow direction of the pipe there as well. So when I say flow direction, it's probably really should say the direction of the pipe routing when you get into Plant3D. So obviously, I'm going to come out of there with those connections, and you can actually set the service if there was one. You can see all the properties built into it that you can transfer across. No problem. So then you go to export building components. So that's going to ask me, where do you want to save this thing? You might have a central spot on your drive where everyone is publishing to that point. So the Plant3D user can pull that from the folder and import that stuff. as an example. All right. Here we go, Navisworks. Navisworks, again, something that I guess I've taken for granted over the last 10 years using Plant 3D. All of the major process plant stuff that we've done, we'd always tuck ourselves in a room by habit, I guess, on any particular day and do a design review via Navisworks. So it's very, very, I guess, also being a former project manager in mining, project coordination is a critical thing. And unfortunately, it's one of those things you can't hide from. You've got to have your finger on the pulse 24/7. So that brings in CAD management, you know, and obviously project management there as well, knowing the staff, what they're doing, getting all those models together from whatever discipline it may be. Then the process would be, normally you would go through and see if there's any clash detection. It's not unusual for things to, or people not communicating and stuff runs into itself. The other thing too is if you do need to do project scheduling, so if you need to propose an actual plant, either, well, we were using it often for brownfields, but also for new jobs as well, so for greenfield work as well. But brownfield work, you may need to demolish some stuff. You may need to have crane movements in there or forklift movements. There may be laydown areas. So this tool is a great way of actually getting your story across of actually what's going to happen on site. So you can do that via a timeline. You can do it with animations. You can render it on the cloud. Construction simulation, which is a great way of showing what's actually going to happen on site with your models. And obviously, Navisworks basically accumulates all of the model data as well. So any piece of steel, concrete, you know, it tells you where it's from, what it is, and so on. So there's a little bit of a look through here. This is an actual real job that is up in the Pilbara. So it's basically a loadout station for a particular chemical that we did for mining. You can see the storage tanks there, for instance. So the people that were paying for it wanted to see exactly how it was going to be laid out on the ground, how people are going to move around it, what processes were going to be in place for safety and so on. So there's just a quick snippet as an example. So next one here, guys, we've got collaborate and visualize with Infraworks. So you can see the video playing there in the bottom there. Hopefully it's not too laggy for you guys, but this is using Civil 3D with Plant 3D as well. So there's a civil site under there. You know, the Revit concrete's in there. Infraworks is showing it where it's going to be on site. One of the main things for us in mining was also traffic movements of trucks as well. So where is that? How's it going to? How's the the B double going to turn in those sections? And people getting in and out of there. Where are the people going to be? As an example, so rendering is a great one there as well. And also for Infraworks, the import of GIS data. So post building, like a lot of people got to look after these sites. Where is the stuff? Is the golden question. So you can import GIS data and interact with those people as well. So here we go. What I've done here is actually put a short video together, only goes for a few minutes, of all of those things working together. So I guess you could say like cradle to grave with Plant 3D, with collaboration, with BIM360, all sewn together. So I'll just hit the go button on that. You guys can have a look. And I'll just talk through it as we go. So probably starting off with P&ID. So this is the P&ID start of the whole process plant. P&ID, as you guys know if you've been using it already, will allow you to export the data. You can update the data via Excel, import that back in, and verify what you need to change in the project. So it can be project-wide or drawing level. The latest version of Plant 3D will actually link the PNID data, if it's done correctly, to the 3D model itself. So you can see the actual replication in 3D of the PNID process. This section here is the automation of Isogen, and here we've got from Inventor. So it's an Inventor model tank into Plant 3D. There's our ADSK file going in. It's a tank. So that's taggable. It's now part of the database. It's got intelligent nozzles on it. You can modify it, no problem. You can route pipe straight off it. Here's the ortho generation for Plant 3D. What I like about the ortho generation is the link it has back to the model. So I think in this one here, I'm going to grab bill of materials off there. And obviously, like Inventor, it's got intelligent annotations that are linked directly to the model itself. There's a find in model feature. Here's our Revit cable tray section, which is with the steel extracted from the pipe racks. And here's our advanced steel export. So that's the export tool I was talking about. I'm going to export that section there into advanced steel. There it's going through there. There's our model from Plant 3D. And favorite connection there's a quick cut back. And then if you need to do bolted connections, here's our civil 3D model with our Revit structure concrete pad with the rebar and everything built into it in place. This is in Navisworks, guys, if you're wondering. So then we've appended the 3D model of the process plant in place. So obviously Navisworks, we can do clash detection. There's our clash. There's obviously Warwick's put a pipe through the beam. That's pretty smart. And you can see here, it's actually picked up on Revit data there and tells you all about the concrete. Here's the steel section coming through. You can see what type of steel section, the length of it. And finally, our thank you to Dean, our Civil 3D guy. He's put this together for us using Infraworks. So if you guys are interested in Infraworks and you need to do visualizations for the client, let us know as well. We can help out with that. Between myself and Dean, we can set you up with Infraworks. So if you guys have got any questions, just give us a yell. I've got 21 people there. Open the questions.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So we'll just wait a few minutes, see if anyone's got any questions.
Yeah, thanks, Dexter. Here we go. Question from one of our attendees. When will BIM360 be optimized to store AutoCAD files? Yeah, that's a good question. That's something that we've come across as well when we're doing our testing, Tim. So yeah, we'll find out what they're going to do there as well, because I guess, you know, if you're already using AutoCAD and you're already using Plant 3D, then, you know, why not, right? So Tim, are you using Plant 3D or no? Okay, cool. Maybe that will be the way to do it. But obviously you might have stuff that's got nothing to do with Plant 3D, I think. Is that correct? Because Plant 3D just works out of the box with BIM360. So that's an easy answer. Okay, cool. Yep. Well, maybe Dexter, if you can grab a hold of Tim there, we'll grab his details, and we'll put something to Autodesk for them to see where they're up to with that.
Yep, sure.
Tim,
I'll get his details.
Yeah, grab Tim. Jim,
Yeah.
Is there any training package related to this software? Oh yeah, absolutely. We've got training for all of it, Jim. So Dexter, maybe just grab Jim's details. We can, we'll have a conversation, Jim, offline with you guys at work there, and just to get, you know, the correct story of how, what sort of help that you need from us, because we cover all of those disciplines, Jim. So yeah, let me know which one you're particularly interested in, and we can help you out there, no problem. A lot of the time we'll have a learning path attached to it as well. So if you wanted to go in a particular direction, we can assist you with that. Does that help, Jim? Or?
Also, guys, I just want to mention that this webinar will be uploaded on a YouTube channel tomorrow. So we'll just send up a follow-up email this week for that.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, actually, you got this one here. Where are we? I just missed a few questions here, sorry. Go. Yeah, well, for NOLA, Dexter, if they're interested in looking at a copy of the PowerPoint.
Yep.
That's no problem. Peter, can 12D models Civil 3D output interact to, or is it manual transfer? Oh, that's for 12D models. Yeah, we'll just capture that one, Dexter. 12D models into the rest of it. Peter, is that correct? Because I know 12D's, you know, as popular, if not more than Civil 3D in the, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll just wait for another minute.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
No worries, guys. I'm here for a few minutes, so it's no rush if you can think of anything that you're interested in. Yeah, generally speaking, just waiting on the questions to come through there, guys. I would most definitely jump on the October webinar, because I think, tell me if you guys, I think most of you guys have got the AEC collection already. Just throw a yes in there if you have. Yep. Okay. Jose's got this collection. I'm sure I know a lot of you guys already from work. Yep. Matt's got a collection. So yeah, for you guys, I'd definitely jump in on the October session it's Chad Smith is going to be running it. Is there any Python module for this? I think there was, from what I understood, there was a Python module for doing the cable tray in Plan 3D, as far as I know. But yeah, I think there might have been some other people doing Python stuff as well. I'm sure of it, actually, Jose. Maybe just add that to the list. Dexter, we can find out about that. I'm pretty sure there is, but. Probably the other thing too is if any, oh, here we go. Yep, cool. Thank you, Jose. Much appreciated. Probably the other thing I was going to say, guys, is there any of you guys out there already using BIM360 Docs at all, or BIM360 at all? Oh, Matt, yep. Okay, Peter, no. What have you had a good experience so far, Matt, with what you've been using with the BIM360? I was quite personally shocked how well it worked with Inventor on the first pass for 2021. So if there's any Inventor users out there in this group, I'd definitely have a little bit of a look at it. I think it's good. If you don't already have Vault, working guys, I would definitely jump onto that because the setup is so much easier, stress-free, less IT involved, as an example. Trouble with desktop connector and Civil 3D. Yep, we'll grab that one, Dexter. We can help out with that with our support guys.
Yep.
No problem. To be honest, Matt, I was doing some work with a client probably a few weeks ago, and on one of the PCs, it didn't want to take with the desktop connector, and then I walked over to the computer next to it and did it in less than 5 minutes. So there might be some weird permissions thing I think we come across, Matt. So maybe check that out as well. Yeah, Matt, it always looks interesting when you're trying to do stuff on site and 1 minute it works, the next minute it doesn't. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, check that out. We'll get in touch with you or get in touch with us so we can follow that up for you, no problem. Hey, have you guys, any of you guys been using Inventor with Plan 3D? Oh, good question, Matt. Just grab that one, Dexter. What version of Civil 3D should he be using?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think maybe there might be I don't know for sure, but there could be some issue between what version. So if it's like an older version, it might not like it, as an example. Matt, I was trying to do this, what we've just seen in our presentation here in 2019 and 2020 with Plant. And to be honest, at the time, they only had BIM360 Teams, and it's kind of like half-baked. So I even, A2K said, oh, can you please do a presentation on it? I said, it's not even worth doing until now. So the 2021 stuff that you guys are seeing is definitely worth jumping on board. So that may be a factor of the feature functionality, Matt, from the different versions interacting with the desktop connector, which is basically your gateway to BIM360. We'll find out from Dean Dexter what version seems to be good. It'll probably, off the top of my head, I'd be looking at 2021, Matt, off the top of my head.
So just another minute, guys.
Yeah, go for it. Just another minute.
Yeah.
I'll just go on to the next slide anyway.
Yeah.
Dexter's got a whole bunch of stuff set up, folks. So please visit our A2K Technologies events. There's the link there. Your up and coming webinars. I know all of the tech team and Dexter have been working absolutely flat out doing these preparations for these webinars, so you guys get the latest and greatest. If you have a look now, I think Dexter, you've just put the link in now for the live chat.
Yes, correct. So these webinars are confirmed.
Okay, cool. So those ones are confirmed, guys. Definitely jump on that link if you need to see more. A great idea. I've probably spent the last few days also with Chad, one of our senior techs here. He's heavy onto the Revit side and heavy on the AEC side. So if you're using those, oh, here we go, Matt. Just installed 2020 Civil 3D, but seems as though problems carrying over from 2018 Plant 3D version. Is that an old project, maybe? Matt, is that you're bringing across old projects or current project? Yeah, well, Matt, if you need my help, maybe Dexter grab Matt's details and we can give you help with that.
Yeah.
Started on 2018, yeah, because I totally understand, Matt. I've been using the product since before it was released in 2010, and it's got all sorts of weird and wonderful things that happens to it in those earlier versions, for instance. So that might be some sort of a legacy thing. Peter. Got to go. The webinar was good. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Peter. No, it was great to have you. Glad you enjoyed it. We enjoy doing it here as well, so hopefully that shows. We always have fun doing webinars for you guys.